my eyesight has gotten to a point now where I literally can't probably see myself on the screen that's about half a meter in front of me. But guess who's too scared to book an optician's appointment? Me. Hey guys, it's Evie and welcome back, or welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be dedicated to all things YouTube. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to call this video yet, but it's basically just going to be a collection of my best tips, tricks and advice to grow your YouTube channel. Whether you are thinking of starting a channel and you just want to learn more about how YouTube works and how to get your videos out there, maybe you already have a channel but you just want to try and grow it even more, I just thought I would show some of the tips and things that I've learned that have really helped me to grow my channel over the years, and things that can hopefully help you. So make sure to give it a massive thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I would really appreciate it. So let's go ahead and get started. So what I've done is I've made some notes on my phone of the bits that I want to cover. The first thing that I just want to state, a lot of the things that I've learned, especially regarding analytics and YouTube's algorithm, I've learned a lot from a really lovely girl called Annie Dubay. She has two channels, a YouTube growth channel and then her main channel, which she's also done some YouTube growth videos on, and they have helped me so much in learning about the deeper parts of growing on YouTube, if that makes sense, like the analytics, how to manipulate the algorithm and stuff, which is a lot of what I'm going to be talking about in this video, because that is what has really helped me. So I'm going to go ahead and leave the link to both of her channels down below. The first thing that I'm going to talk about in regards to growing your channel is understanding the algorithm. Arguably the most important thing you need to know if you are really set on growing your channel. You want to manipulate the algorithm so that YouTube puts your videos out there for new people to see. You can do that through your analytics. I'm sure if you have a YouTube channel, if you're familiar with YouTube, you have like the YouTube studio page where you have your personal dashboard, and then your like monetization page, and then there's analytics. I am looking at these constantly because they are so helpful to see how your channel's working, where people are finding your videos, how people are finding your videos. So I'm basically going to be running through what a few different things in that kind of analytics bubble mean, and how you can use them to judge your YouTube videos and understand things you might want to improve on, and reasons why you may not be growing in certain aspects of YouTube, so you can just understand YouTube as a whole a lot more, which will ultimately really help you grow. One of the things that you will see in your like analytics tab is something called retention. So retention just basically means how much a person is watching your video for, like the percentage of time that they've watched of your video. If you had a 10-minute video and your retention was on average 50%, that means on average people are watching 5 minutes or 50% of your video. If you're judging on what retention is good, that really just depends on your channel. I think it's different for everyone. If you have a lower retention, then that, you know, shows you a lot. A low retention can mean loads of different things, but if you can analyze it, you can kind of figure out why it might be. If you have a low retention, it might be that you have got way too many unedited clips, so it just gets a bit boring and it drags on a bit and you don't get to the next point, hence why people might be clicking off and your retention rate decreases. Your retention might be low because maybe you don't have too much enthusiasm, so people kind of just get bored and they click off. Maybe you have a really long intro, which means that people just don't stay for very long. The better retention, the more likely YouTube is going to push out your videos on like the recommended page and things like that, so people are going to be more likely to see your video based on the amount of retention it has. Another big thing that you can look at in your analytics is obviously your views. So a lot of the time why you may not be getting as many views as usual can be down to a multitude of different things, but that might be because your thumbnail isn't clickable enough, your title doesn't really interest people. It could also be down to the fact that your video isn't ranking. So say if you are doing a clothes haul and you just gave it like the name clothes haul, that is going to be really hard to rank, so therefore you might not get as many views. There's also really good things on analytics where you can see where people are most active on YouTube, so you kind of get an idea of when to post your videos. You can look at how many impressions you've got. I'm pretty sure it just means how many times people have seen your video on whatever page it is, so you can see how many impressions you're getting and then compare that to your click-through rate. So basically your click-through rate, or your CTR I believe it's called, is basically judging how much of the percentage of viewers are actually seeing your video and clicking on and watching it. So again, with click-through rate, I don't really think there's a good or bad percentage. I honestly think it completely depends on your channel, but I think anywhere around like 10% is a really good click-through rate. And again, to increase your click-through rate and increase your views on your video, you want to make sure that your thumbnail is clickable and you have a good title. So now we've kind of talked about analytics a bit. There are so many things you can explore in the analytics of your channel, like not just the things I said. There's so many things, so use it to your advantage. Like have a little look, do some research, find out what things mean. Some ways that you can manipulate the algorithm to rank your videos and things like that. First of all are tags. I'm sure if you've done YouTube, you know that tags are something you can add to your video, where it means that if people are searching up those like specific tags, they're likely to find your video in them. Use them to your advantage. A lot of people underestimate tags. They are so helpful. One thing that helps me a lot with tags and finding the best ones to put on a video is a site called TubeBuddy, and I think I've mentioned it a few times before, but it's basically a site that you can put on like as like an extension on your browser, and it helps me so much with like sorting out the SEO of my videos and making them as reachable as possible. It basically helps me to find the best tags for my videos. It helps me to find the most clickable, searchable titles that don't have too much competition, so I can rank for them. For me, it only costs like £5 a month, because I think I have just the simple membership. You can get it for completely free, you just can't do too much with it. So if you're serious about growing your channel, TubeBuddy is such a helpful like platform. Another thing that I do want to mention, which is really helpful, is making sure that your title's description and tags match. Make sure you have obviously a good title and stuff that's like simple, so that it will be searched easily, but also has a little bit of variation to it, so that it's not like everyone else's, because then you're more likely to rank as well, which is really important. And then also make sure that you write your title at the top of your description, and then do your title as like the first tag. Keeping it the same and constant throughout really is liked by the algorithm, so it will help to push out your videos even further. So that is just another like little tip, but I think it really helps to push your videos out, and it's really easy to do as well. I do also want to talk about schedules. So if you watch my channel regularly, you will know that I will usually upload 99% of the time every Friday at 5 PM or every other Friday, depending on how busy I am. Either way, I like to keep a set schedule because the algorithm loves this. It sees that you're consistent with your uploading, and therefore they're going to be more likely to push your videos out. And as well as this, it's good for your subscribers because they can then understand exactly when you upload. They can be in your videos first. You can have a chat with them when you've uploaded your video because they know when it's going up. It just kind of shows your dedication, in my opinion. Doing a schedule, a small thing, but again, it really helps you. One massive thing is still doing videos you love. I feel like a lot of people get caught up in the whole like YouTube growth, and they obsess over growing their channel, that they end up not really doing videos that they like in order to get more views, which I just think it's so important to not be doing that. You can still do videos that you love that will do well as well. An example would be, I love clothes. I love doing like fashion and clothes hauls, and clothing hauls are popular as well, so I can just put it together. Growth is fun, growth is good, but make sure you're still doing videos and content that you like. Another tip that I have in growing your channel and getting more coverage for your channel is putting it on social media. So if you're following me on Instagram, it is just Evie Ellen if you want to follow me. I post all the time when I have a new video going up, and I can see in my analytics that a small percentage of people are actually coming from Instagram that maybe wouldn't have otherwise if I hadn't put it on Instagram. If you have social media that you have a bit of a following on, promote your channel on there. I'm gonna go ahead now and talk to you about the equipment that I use. Obviously, equipment is different for everyone. Whatever works for you is obviously best. The camera that I'm currently filming on is the Canon G7X Mark II. It is quite pricey. I did buy it off Depop because I got it for a little bit cheaper on there. I love YouTube so much, and I knew that it was something that I really wanted to get. Sometimes my sister will help me film, and when she does that, she actually has the Nikon D3200 DSLR camera. If we film together, for instance, my last video, my Christmas and birthday wish list, was filmed on the Nikon D3200. If I can find any links to the equipment I use, I will go ahead and leave it down below. For editing, I have been using Sony Vegas Movie Studio Platinum. I've been using that for quite a few years now. I did use Windows Live Movie Maker. I think I've used like this thing called like Magmix or something. Sony Vegas is my favorite. I love it so much. As for my thumbnails and stuff, I did used to use PicMonkey a lot of the time. Funky as well is a really good online site where you can edit your thumbnails. Nowadays, however, I do use a Photoshop. I've taught myself how to use it. I really love Photoshop. It does everything I need need it to do. I can do the white outline that I do on my thumbnails, blur the background, add some text. I can layer things to put items like behind me, like pictures and stuff. I do have a studio light as well. I believe it's from like Amazon or eBay. Again, I'll try and link it down below if I can find something similar or the same thing. My camera's currently on a tripod. This is literally years old, so I'm not sure if they still sell it anymore. Again, I'm gonna go ahead and have a little hunt and see if I can find some good links to leave for you down below so you can have a look if you're interested. Okay, so that is the end of this video of like YouTube advice, how to grow your channel. It was a lot of different things, but I really hope that it helps you in some way. I have pins and needles in my foot now. I've literally been filming for quite a while. I love you all loads. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.